Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we've got a real high-stakes showdown on our hands. Two of the world's most advanced AI models going head-to-head. It's the classic challenger versus the champion, and believe me, the results are pretty surprising. So Google just dropped its brand new model, Gemini 1.5 Pro, and they're saying it's a massive leap forward. But, talk is cheap, right? How does it actually perform against the top competition in a real-world, no-holds-barred test? Well, let's find out. All right, so let's get right into it. First up, what's all the hype about with this new Gemini? Well, the most obvious thing you'll notice, right off the bat, is how it handles visuals. And wow, when you look at the source material, the improvement is just dramatic. The older version, 1.0 Pro, its images were kind of cartoonish, But this new 1.5 Pro, the stuff it's creating is way more realistic, super detailed, honestly, a lot more practical. It's a huge step up, no question. But here's the thing. Making pretty pictures is one thing, right? That brings us to the real question we're digging into today. Can all that visual sparkle actually translate to something much, much tougher, like generating top-notch code? Okay, so let's get to the main event. It's time for a head-to-head coding challenge. We're going to push these two models to their absolute limits and see who really is the champion. So, in one corner, we have our challenger, Google's new Gemini 1.5 Pro. And in the other corner, the reigning champ, Anthropic's Claude 3 Opus. Now, Claude is widely considered a total beast when it comes to complex coding tasks. And the test? Super simple. Dead simple, actually. Both AIs got the exact same prompt. Create a high-quality, full landing page. That's it. No other instructions, no hints, nothing. This is a pure test of what they can do right out of the box. And the results? Whoa! The difference was immediate and just massive. You can see right away they took completely different paths, starting with just the sheer amount of code they each wrote. Okay, first up, Gemini 1.5 Pro. It took that prompt and cranked out 429 lines of code for the landing page. And that's respectable, a solid number. But you're going to want to remember that number, because what comes next is the real story here. So, 429 lines. How does that stack up against the champion Claude Opus, working from the exact same simple request? Get this. Claude Opus came back with an incredible 2,400 lines of code. Let that sink in. 2,400. That's more than 5 times what Gemini wrote. We're not talking about a small difference here. This is a huge gap. It tells you they thought about the problem in completely different ways. Okay, so here's the million-dollar question. What does that massive difference in code actually get you? Does more code automatically mean a better website? Well, let's break it down and see. So when we really dig into the analysis from the source material and compare the two websites side by side, feature for feature, a really clear pattern starts to pop out. You can see the strengths and weaknesses of each one pretty clearly. Gemini's page, built from those 429 lines of code, was totally functional. It had a clean header, a simple hero section, the basic stuff you'd expect. It did the job, a solid but kind of standard web page. Claude's page, though, it was a whole different story. It was way more sophisticated. It didn't just do what it was told. It seemed to anticipate what a user would actually want. It built in these slick interactive elements like hover effects, and even added whole new sections like a How It Works area and an FAQ, things the prompt had never even asked for. All right, so after that direct head-to-head, what's the final verdict in this coding showdown? Where do these two AI heavyweights actually stand today? Well, the conclusion from the source material was super direct, totally clear, there was really no doubt. When it came to this specific coding challenge, they said Claude Opus's performance was, and I quote, unbelievable. And that really brings us to the key takeaway here, which is there's no single best AI for every single thing. Gemini 1.5 Pro is clearly a powerhouse for visual tasks, state-of-the-art stuff. But for this kind of complex, high-quality coding, well, for now, Claude 3 Opus is just playing in a different league. This whole showdown just proves how insanely fast the AI race is moving. Gemini's a champ in one ring, Claude's a champ in another. It really just leaves us with one big, exciting question. With the next update probably just around the corner, who's going to win the next round?